Scales are used to measure lots of different things. They can measure weight, they can measure temperature, they can measure water or other liquids, and they can measure lengths as well. So here we've got weighing scales, a thermometer, and a measuring cylinder. Scales can be a bit confusing if you don't know how to read them, so that's what we're going to learn about today. The very first thing you need to do is to work out the scale. So as you can see, each of these scales has some numbers on, and they have little lines in between that don't have any numbers on. We need to work out what these little lines mean in order to read the scale. If we look at this one first, it's got lots of little lines and it goes up to 10, so we know that these lines are going to be less than 10 each time. We can use counting patterns to help us. We can count in ones, twos, fives, and sometimes tens. We're not going to look at tens today. Let's have a look and see if this scale goes in ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And because this number matches the number that I said when I reached this line, we know that I was right and this scale goes in ones. Let's have a look at this scale and try the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because I said 5 when I reached this line and it matches the number here, I must be right. This scale goes in ones. Now let's have a look at this one and see if it's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we definitely were right. Now we know what the scale is, we can read the scale. So this weighing scale has now got some weights on. You can see that this marker has moved and that shows how much weight is on the scale. Let's count up in ones and see if we can work out how much weight we've put onto the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and because it's weighing, we say it's 14 grams. Now let's look at the thermometer, which checks the temperature. Again, we know the scale goes in ones, so let's have a count and see what the temperature is on this thermometer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because it's a thermometer, it measures temperature. We say it's 7 degrees. Now let's have a look at the measuring cylinder and see how much liquid has been put in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, because it's liquid, we say it's 9 millilitres. Now sometimes scales look a little bit different. This scale is not the same as the one before. We'll have a count and see if we can work out what this scale is. Let's try counting in ones first and see if it's ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I said 5 here, but this number says 10, so that can't be right. This scale does not go in ones. Let's have another try, counting in twos this time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we must be right because 10 is the number that's next to this as well. Let's have a look on this scale and see if this is the same. So we're counting in twos again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Again, we must be right. This is a counting in twos scale. And over here, we'll try one more time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And again, we must be right because it matches the number that we've reached. Now it's time to read these scales that go in twos. On the weighing scale, we've put some more weights on. This time, remember, we're counting in twos. So we start on the 0 and we count up in twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 grams. This arrow is pointing to the number 12. Now let's try the thermometer and see what the temperature is now. Again, we start at 0 and we count up in twos. 2, 4, 6. It's now 6 degrees. Now let's try the measuring cylinder and see how much water is in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 millilitres. That's where it goes up to. Now this scale looks different again. It's not in ones, 1, 2. It's not in 2s, 2, 4. Perhaps it could be in 5s. Let's try counting in 5s and see if we're right. So we start at the 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This scale goes in 5s. Now let's have a look at this one and try counting in 5s. 5, 10. Again, the number matches what I've said, so we must be right. One more. 5, 10, and again, the number matches the number that I just said, so we must be right. These scales count in 5s. Now we know these scales go up in 5s, we can count to read them. Let's start with this one over here. It looks like it should be 10 degrees on this thermometer. So let's have a look and see if we're right. We always need to start on the 0, and remember we're counting in 5s. Here we go. 5, 10. And that matches straight away. We can see that is 10 degrees. Let's have a look at the measuring cylinder. Remember to start on 0. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 millilitres again. And over here, we've got the weighing scale. Remember to count in 5s, starting on the 0 as always. And remember this scale goes around in a circle, but it's exactly the same idea. Let's count in 5s and see how much is on here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 grams. So we've read that scale as well. Now you know how to read scales, why not have a look at some of your own and test out your knowledge? Remember, it doesn't matter what the scale looks like or what it's measuring, you just need to use your counting patterns to work out the scale and then you'll be able to read it.